Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. And today it is an honor and privilege to have the band Gloom Despair N Agony on the show. They're from Roanoke, Virginia. Going to be talking to those guys about a couple of, they got an EP out, plus an album that's out, plus they're working on new stuff. So we're going to get right into this. Guys, introduce yourself, and glad to have you on the show.
Wow, an honor and a privilege, huh? We'll fix that real quick. Hey, this is Chad right here.
Randy. Mike, man, I'm the drummer.
Yeah, I'm Chris.
What's impressed you guys the most about making the EP? Anything that's caught your eye about, if any? I know Chris is a new guy, right? Or one of them's a new guy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, he's probably got a better take on that than the rest of us because we've been sitting on that one for a little bit. I guess we could kind of reflect back on it if you'd like. But, yeah, if you want like a fresh perspective, Chris is probably the guy to ask.
6 months in, trying to catch up for 6 years of progress. So everything to me is pretty new. So there's not really a whole lot that I don't like about any of it so far. Yeah, a little bit.
Honestly, if you're just looking back at it, it's a huge, huge step from the first set of recordings that we did, which was like a full length or whatever, the love songs for the zombie apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Songwriting went a different direction. It's still going different directions now. The stuff we're cutting drum tracks Saturday, and it's going to sound different from the 5-song EP, just like the 5 songs sounded different from love songs. Looking back at it, that's the one thing that I noticed was that the songwriting just went up a notch, the playing went up a notch, just the overall vibe of it just changed, and we're getting ready to do it again. So.
Personally, love songs is my favorite, man. That's the one that I really have like the closest attachment to. All the other ones are great, but I think maybe it's just because that was our first EP. That's the one that really stands out to me, and that's still my favorite.
I agree. I'm 100% on that also.
That was probably the purest of our recordings, man. That was when everything probably came more from the heart than anything else we've done, man. And I think we could all probably agree that from day one, man, as far as the material that we wrote, we weren't really giving a fuck about what other people thought. We were going to write what we wanted to hear, not what other people wanted to hear. We wrote what we wanted to play. And I think I can speak for everybody when I say that we all pretty much stuck to our guns on this whole thing, man.
Yeah, going back to love songs, pretty much when we started this thing, we had this idea of we're going to be a rockabilly band that plays horror, sort of. Little clash of the two, and that's kind of how it started. Lo and behold, rockabilly bands started coming out of the woodwork. Now, around here, a lot of horror punk bands are coming out all over the place. But yeah, back then, we thought we were onto something different, onto something new. The sound quality of the first record's probably better. We did it in an actual studio, not knocking, the other guys' production abilities. They're great guys, but yeah, it was different. And as far as me writing, it's just gotten different. It's gone from, it keeps the 50s kind of vibe that we started with,
right,
and bleeds in the horror punk a little bit. And this next batch of recordings is still the same. It's more progression towards a little bit more personal stuff than just, hey, I can write a song about Bride of Frankenstein, which is fun too, because we're writing one about Psycho as we speak. So there's still some of that shit coming, but yeah, this one's going to be a little bit more personal.
Now, these albums and EPs, are they produced by you guys, or who's actually produced them?
Yeah, it depends on who you ask. We have engineers. The first one's pretty much we produced it, but I'd say executive produced would probably be a good term for Chuck Crush. He's the last guy that sat us down and would tell us, all right, that was good, but you can play it better. Come back tomorrow and sing that vocal. You sound like shit. In a very kind, loving way, because that's the kind of guy Chuck is. But, since then, we've done our own thing. We haven't, he closed the studio. We haven't been back with him. So pretty much we're producing, and we got the other guys are engineering for right now, because there's no way I could sit in front of a computer and record myself. I'm just too illiterate. So we're actually going to go back to Chuck for this next batch of recordings. We're going to take the best of both worlds. Our buddy Mike Kazee that did our last EP is going to record drum tracks for Saturday, and we're going to get them down, and then we're going to take them back to Chuck and try to get a little bit of that vibe from the first record, and we'll see what happens.
Are there any songs off these, the album and the EP, that stick out more to you guys? And is, any of those going to be on, like, the album itself, the new album that's coming out? They're going to be totally new stuff.
As far as I know, it's going to be totally new stuff. There's actually 2 songs out of, well, wait a minute, 3 out of 6, because we want to re-record one. But the new batch of songs, there's 2 that we kind of just stopped playing and couldn't figure out why we stopped playing them once we got back into them, and we like them a lot. So now they're going to stay. Neither one of them we've recorded before. Everything that we're going to record except for one song we've never recorded before. Everything's brand new unless you've seen us live, and you might go, oh, okay, we remember that song. But for the most part, it's just going to be all new stuff. It's 6 tunes right now, and there might be more by the time we get it put out. I don't know. We might turn it into a full record. Let's see if guys have something to say about it, if they can stop me from writing.
No, I think for me, man, I can speak, ironically enough, a couple of the songs that we're putting on the new EP are a couple of my favorite songs, man. I think that we've ever did, man. Rock and Roll and Pills and Booze is one of those songs that I really enjoy playing live. It's got a good feel to it. It seems like the crowd really kind of connects with it. And, they move around a lot more when we play that one. And I dig it, man. And we're going to do another song over again, I Hear Them Calling, which is actually featured in a movie directed by Brad Twigg. It's another one of my favorite songs. I just think we could probably do a little better on the production this time, and I'm really looking forward to doing that.
What was the movie called, Randy? Randy remembers all this shit, where the rest of us is like, God bless him for putting us in a movie, but we're so fucking stupid sometimes we just forget things. Randy remembers everything. Go for it.
Fatal Frames, Fuzzy Monkey Films. Fatal Frames, wasn't it?
Fatal Frames? Let's talk about it.
Fiendish Fable.
Fiendish Fable. Randy remembers everything. Randy to us now, brother.
Oh, put him on the spot and he fell. Oh, put him on the spot.
I know, right?
Oh.
It's in a movie called Fiendish Fables. The video for I Hear Them Calling, the director of the movie actually directed the video, too. My favorite video that we've done. King's put together a whole bunch of them. Mike, our drummer, King. He's put together a lot of videos, and he's got them on his YouTube channel. They're on our Reverb page.
We also have another one that was done by Chris Harding for Black Rose. Yeah, thank you.
Well, yeah, the movie has the video on it. The DVD has the video on it. There's a sex theme in it. You listen really, really closely, you can hear one of our songs in the background, which pleases me to no end.
Plus, we're writing another song for his next upcoming movie.
We're staying busy. Like I said, the new batch of songs are different. They are going to range from they pretty much all have that kind of 50s, just old school rock vibe to them. The one that's kind of sticking out with me right now is called Invasion of the Personality Snatchers, and it's pretty funny. It's funny now. It wasn't funny at the time that it happened, but it's funny now. The inspiration was not funny at all, but it's kind of funny now. And actually, ironically, I've gone back and thought about it after we wrote it. I mean, it's a done deal. It's happening now, but, I'm writing about someone pretty much stealing another's personality and taking it on as their own. And I go back and I listen to it, the main riff. It sounds like fucking Motorhead. So I'm ripping shit off, too. So there's a little bit of irony in that as well. But, hey, man, somebody's got to do it. If you're going to sound like somebody, I'd rather be Motorhead than half the shit I hear anymore.
Jimmy Buffett.
It is just Jimmy Buffett, yeah. Fuck that. The Beach Boys.
So are you guys looking to get this out sometime this year or maybe next year or what?
It's coming out this year. We have been on a kind of holding pattern since about last August, last summer. We played one show on Halloween last year and really hadn't done much until, 2 weeks ago? Yeah. We've had Randy's health shit going on, and I've had some personal stuff going on, and it's been insane. And, now that we've jumped back in on it, I'm jumping feet first. I think, me personally, I'm tired of just waiting for things to happen, and I think we've kind of been guilty of that in the past, and maybe giving people a little bit more power than they deserve to have.
Yeah, I agree with that.
as far as booking our shows and taking care of the things that we should have been taking care of. And I kind of take that responsibility. But yeah, no more. But yeah, the way it's going right now, momentum is in our favor. We just signed a booking contract. There's not a whole lot to say about that right now. I don't even know if I can say anything about it yet because they haven't announced it. But we did sign a booking contract, and I'm not ready to push them yet. I haven't seen the Facebook post that says we're a part of that group. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to push them yet. But that's coming. We got new recordings coming. We got a photographer. We're going to get our pictures done for real instead of doing everything ourselves. Instead of being cheap.
Instead of being DIY.
Yeah, instead of being DIY, which is all good, we're going to take it up a little bit, and we're going to see what happens. So I'm kind of hoping the same thing, follows through with the record when it comes out. Good packaging, if we can get it out there a few more ways, Spotify or whatever we got to do to get it out there. It's going to be a good year, man.
Or how much growth musically have you seen this band go through since the formation of Gloom Despair N Agony, guys?
A lot. It's progressing more and more each day, and with the addition of Chris, it's actually added a whole lot.
Basically, it's progressing. I think as far as we go,
no, we're still idiots.
Yeah, we're still morons. I don't think we're ever going to grow up. And, but musically, it's gotten better. We got complacent. We got lazy. And we kind of could afford to do that back then. We knew all the stuff. We didn't have to practice, that kind of thing. And now we're pulling like 2 a week, 3 a week if we can get away with it. And it's on now. It's on. We've raised the bar. The standard goes up from now on. And it's like I said, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
If I can say, I feel like here in the last year or so, inspiration has just kind of seemed to come out of the woodwork somehow, and I think we're utilizing that inspiration, man, to the best of our ability, man. I think that it's a sad thing to go through and witness personally, but I think it's going to ultimately benefit the band in a very positive way as far as our songwriting and just inspiration altogether.
I've always been dead set against personal, like writing about personal. I've always had a better time and enjoyed writing lyrics about just other shit and just kind of like writing stories or just ripping off a movie. Those are fun too, but just writing a flat out story like Black Rose's story it's not about anybody or any, you have to listen to the song, First listen, this guy's singing about, his girlfriend cheated on him or whatever, and so he kills her and he's burying her, right? Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be the woman that got killed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's I kind of like to try to write that way and write fictitiously. The personal thing never worked for me, writing before. But, the last 6 months and the bullshit I've had to deal with, I'm not looking for anybody to fucking kiss my ass or stroke me off. I don't need a hug. I'm hugged out. But honestly, it's pretty much brought up some good stuff. There's been some good stuff come out of it. And hopefully it can, do something for other people. Hopefully other people like it. They take what they can take out of it. Our inner circle is going to know exactly what it's about. I present these lyrics to these dudes, and they're like, Randy, I think King and fucking Chris will just laugh. Randy laughed, but he goes, holy shit, while he's laughing, because he knows exactly what it's about or who it's about. And he hears the brutality in it, but I'm not, I've never been one. Yeah. I've never been one to just write out of just spite. You know what I'm saying? It helps. It has helped, but, it is kind of out of spite, but it's not something that they're going to go, oh, well, this is just what he wrote about somebody pissing him off or whatever it is. I do it in a fashion that people can look at it and take what they can get out of it. You know what I'm saying? I know what it means. Now you listen to it and you figure out what it means to you. So
I feel like a lot of people can relate to our songs and our lyrics through personal experiences that they've had in their lives, inadvertently.
Especially the one about cocaine.
Well, at least one of us can.
I just thought about it. Sorry, I just thought it was. Once again, it's not about doing cocaine, or is it? It could be anti, or it's in the eye of the beholder, or the ear of the beholder, however you want to look at it.
What about local support? How much local support do you guys get via, like, you know, the fans that follow you guys, radio, and plus venues? You get a lot of support?
I'll tell you this. The local support, the fans that are our true friends, the fans that we have, man, they've really stood beside us, man. And, you know,
all three of them.
Yeah, both of them, man. They're there, man. They show up, support us at about every show, man, and we love them to death, man. They're pretty much our brothers and sisters, man. You know, so
we've got some faithfuls, but you know, this town's got a lot of potential in it. There's a lot of good bands around here, and I'm not exactly sure what the problem is. You know, there's good venues. I don't know.
It could be the fact that we're so used to playing here all the time that when we go out of town, it seems like we get more response, more out of town than we do here.
I've always said that when we like, let's just take Stanton, for instance. We go 80, 90 miles north, and we play in Stanton, which is also my hometown, but, you know, I don't keep up with people there, so it's not like they knew it was me, and that's why we got the response. But we go up there, people act like it's fucking Beatles playing. It was insane, and it is. It still is. We play there like 1 or 2 times a year.
At least twice a year, yeah.
Halloween for sure. You know, maybe one in between the beginning of the year and Halloween, and it goes fucking nuts. So that's another thing that's on the agenda. We're gonna get out of here. You know, this booking deal is working on that as well.
I mean, no offense against Roanoke, it's just
No, fuck Roanoke.
people don't come out. Everybody stays home and let's go play.
Send them, fuck them.
So what's someone going to get when they come out to see you guys play live? What are they going to get, man, when they see you all live?
A headache.
A hell of a show. And a headache. Let me tell you what this is how I've always looked at it, and I've told these guys this, and they've always agreed with me. If you get up there to play and you're not going out there to destroy the people you're playing in front of or the bands you're playing with, then you stay the fucking home. We've gone out with the same attitude. It doesn't matter if we played with a local band here or like we did, 2 weeks ago, we played with 3 local bands. We played first just because Randy had just gotten out of, over his health thing, and it was just a crazy week. We were lucky to get to play at all. It was kind of just like coming out and saying, hey, we're still here. Nobody died. It's all good. But we walked into that with, I think Chris asked me who else was playing the show that night. No offense to those guys, and I'll say it again here in a minute. Maybe it'll bring it together a little more for them. But no offense to them. But it's like, does it matter?
No, I can say that we've always kept the same mentality, the same attitude. I think pretty much every show we play, we're playing with the Misfits, or we're playing with 2 bands you've never heard of.
Yeah, we opened for the fucking Misfits, and that was the battle cry before. We're gonna fucking make it. We didn't. It didn't fucking happen. But we went up there with the attitude that we were gonna make the Misfits look bad.
We also go in with the attitude, it doesn't matter if there's 2 people or 2,000. We're gonna do the same thing.
We're gonna play the same fucking show with the same fucking amount of attitude and the same amount of fucking just all out
enthusiasm.
Man, we can't do it all show.
Don't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, man.
And that's the way it should be.
It's too much fucking work to go in and just like half-ass it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no fun in that.
So do you guys like the digital era that we're in right now of music, especially getting your music out quicker, EP, stuff like that? Do you like this or no?
I am like technologically fucking retarded. And, that's no offense to people who are actually retarded. I mean, I'm horrible. I like Reverb Nation, I guess. That's the quickest way to get it out there. Facebook's okay. Hey, I don't know.
I think it's just a personal preference, because for me, I don't mind it at all, but I prefer having a physical CD in my hand to be able to listen to it whenever I want.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I dig that, man.
Yeah, but it's also easier to, like I did with you today, dude. I had to send you the link to Reverb, right?
Yeah.
That was easy. There you go. There's all of our shit right there. It's like, here's a link. Go listen to our shit. That's easy. I kind of dig that, but I agree with them. I like having the CD in my hand, even though I don't own any of our CDs.
I've got a feeling, though, man, that the new EP that we're putting out, man, we're kind of doing a collaborative effort, man, between 2 engineers, and they're both engineers we've worked with before, and we've had a lot of positive material come from both of them, man. But I think between the 2, I'm expecting this next EP to be probably our best yet, man. I really am, man. I've got a good feeling about it, and I'm going to put everything I have into these next recordings.
So we'll make sure that it's available, at live shows. Like I said, we never really. It was always DIY. How do you get the band CD? Go watch them play. You know what I'm saying? And we pretty much sold out everything we got. But I think it's time to step it up a little bit and see what other kind of outlets are out there, and get it out to as many people as possible. Reverb Nation works very good for that. It's just a matter of getting the people there. So it's Reverb Nation / Gloom Despair N Agony. They're all you listening people.
In your own opinion, what does Gloom Despair N Agony bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now?
Wow, good question.
What do we bring to the table?
That's a good one.
Honesty. We do what we want to do. We don't give a shit what is popular. Yeah, it would be really popular. We probably would make a whole shitload of money every weekend if we would just suck it up and play covers and kiss people's asses. And we won't do it. We will not do it.
Music's ultimately an expression of yourself, man. An expression of your feelings and what you've been through in life, man. And I feel like we pretty much stuck to that, man, from day one.
We
haven't compromised. We haven't bent to try to fit any other fucking group or anything, man. We do what we feel is true to our hearts, man. And it's an expression of ourselves, man.
We stuck to our guns. I think it shows.
And I think that with the four of us now, we all have different background tastes in music, and we all incorporate everything that we love from all of our past favorite bands into what we're doing now.
That's very true. Very true. And it's cool because we have a pretty different background, between the four of us, man. That like I for instance, I have more of a heavy metal background. I think Randy probably has more of a punk rock background. Chad's more of like a horror rock kind of background.
If you only knew.
Yeah. And, I think the collaboration between the four of us, man.
But I'm also a big Prince fan and Zappa fan, so.
Yeah, Zappa. Oh, I'm a huge Zappa fan, man.
There's nothing. I mean, everybody listens to everything. I don't think I've ever heard anybody in this band go, I don't want to listen to that. That sucks. Randy hates Led Zeppelin. Nobody's ever played Justin Bieber around us either, though. So, yeah. No Justin Bieber. Randy fucking hates Led Zeppelin.
Wow.
It just does. You know what I mean? But other than that, I don't tired of them. Let's see, Randy hates fucking Led Zeppelin. King hates the Beatles.
And Tom Petty.
Especially Tom Petty.
No, okay, so there's been a couple, but honestly, really, we don't. I mean, if I start playing, let's just say Last Dance with Mary Jane, King will start playing the drums to it. We don't, we don't care. I mean, yeah, we got our preferences, but I don't think I've heard anybody in this band be just like a complete curmudgeon about it. Fuck, Randy will even follow in if we start playing a whole lot of love. He'll look at us and say, stop it first, but then he'll start playing it with us just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
But and as far as songwriting and song selection, as far as what we're going to put on the set list, man, it's always kind of been like if one guy in the band isn't really going for it, isn't really feeling the song, man, I think, everybody in the band agrees that we're quick to throw that song out because, we all need to be like really feeling what we're playing and be into it, man, or it's just not going to work.
Yeah, the same thing goes with, like I said, there's 2 songs we're getting ready to record that one was just a live song that we played. It was cool for a little while, and then we just stopped playing it. I don't think I ever really, the words, I don't like that song ever came out. The other one, I was just like, this sucks. So it's just, it didn't get a very good response. But then going back and listening to them, like from some live recordings, they're good songs. So you kind of just, you don't throw things out and just say, well, we're never going to play that again. You don't ever say never because you might get a wild hair up your ass and just, go play it again. Or you'll a few months to listen to it and you'll realize it's a good song. And a good song is a good song. I don't give a shit who wrote it,
For each of you, what made you want to become a musician? What was that spark that said, that's what I want to do right there?
What made me want to be a musician, honestly, was the chicks. But,
how well does that work out?
Not very well. But, like King said, my background came in punk. And, back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Randy's old.
punk was just your 3-4 chord rock, easy to play, and that's just how I got started. I could play it, and I really enjoyed it. I loved the aggression to it. I was a teenager. You're just a rebel, and that music back then was just as rebellious as you could be, and I wanted to play it, and that's how I started playing.
Well, man, I hate to say it, but the first band that probably really got me into playing the drums, was Metallica. And now I'm not a big Metallica fan. In fact, I'm not a Metallica fan at all. I'm a Metallica fan of the old stuff, but, that kind of evolved into Megadeth and then Slayer. So I think my backgrounds are more like heavy metal, and then that kind of evolved into punk rock, man. I'm a huge Bad Brains fan, man. And as far as how I play the drums, I think Bad Brains is probably the biggest influence on my style. But, now, after the Bad Brains, man, I got into Rush. I got into, just very unconventional stuff, man. A lot of times now when I'm hanging out at home or I'm in my car, I'm listening to, stuff like Steely Dan, man. I'm a really unconventional conventionalist. Unconventional conventionalist. If you want to put it that way. But that's kind of where my style evolved from and kind of where it's at now, man.
Honestly, man, I wanted to start playing music because I didn't have a whole lot of friends.
Still don't.
I still don't, and I hang out with 3 of these assholes right here all the time. And but no, I didn't really have a social life when I was younger, and
it was distorted, wasn't it?
I was socially distorted. I'm not trying to plug any specific band that had an influence on me or anything. But, I spent a lot of my time in my room, and I got a drum kit when I was 12 years old. I started learning how to play the drums, and eventually somehow migrated into the guitar a little bit. And, Social Distortion had a huge influence on me. The first time I heard them, I was 13 or 14. So, and I just loved the sound, and I wanted to do it more than anything, And, here I am. Kind of doing it. Yeah, not nearly to that level, but
he looks more like Mike Ness than he can play like Mike.
I can sum it up for you really quick. Ace Frehley, Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
First time I heard Kiss, totally roped into rock and roll. Totally. First time I heard Eddie Van Halen, knew I wanted to play. I stopped really taking lessons and learning how to play once I realized I could play every Ace Frehley lick. So that's kind of where I drew the line. But yeah, that was it. I mean, I just wanted to do it. I'm glad I didn't do it because that's it's such bullshit. Maybe if there's cats in the 80s in LA, maybe that worked for them. But yeah, I've been doing this a long time, man. And it's never been for the chicks. Maybe I just haven't put myself out there, right? Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, man, Kiss, Van Halen, that was it. And as soon as I heard that shit, man, I knew that was it. And that's all I've been doing ever since. Fuck. For a long time. I'm not going to, I almost said years. Whew, let's not do that.
Anything that you guys need, like when you got, get some MP3 stuff out, send it to me. I'll play it on the show for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, you can probably just pull them off of Reverb. I could give you a couple of titles, man, and you probably just pull them off of Reverb, just download them. I think everything's downloadable. It's like, you see how stupid we are? We're not even trying to there's a few on there that are purchased, but I think there's only 2 or 3 maybe. Yeah, but I'll have to check it. I thought the last time I looked at it that everything was downloadable, but I'll look at it, and if they're not, I will make them that way, and I'll send you a few, man.
We also have quite a few videos on YouTube, man, that are worth watching. Most of them, at least, are worth watching. So yeah, man, YouTube's an easy way to see and hear a lot of our cooler stuff, man. So.
As far as tour date shows like that coming up, how can they stay in touch with you guys?
Facebook, facebook.com/GDNA Rock N Roll. Pretty much everything goes there. I've kind of gotten lazy with the Reverb lately. I will refer people there to listen to the stuff. Every now and then we'll probably with the new shit when we get done with it. I know we did it with the last batch of recordings. When we got done with something, it went straight to Facebook. We put it on Facebook before we did anything else. That seems to be the go-to place. So,
that we know of.
Yeah, that we know of. I would check there first, and if we decide to get in any other kind of outlets, man, we'll definitely post it there. That's the place to go.
Yeah, we've kept our playing out, doing shows perimeter, kind of close within like an hour and a half of Roanoke, Virginia. But I think we're starting to broaden our horizons and expand out past that. So, look for Gloom Despair N Agony to be coming around to a town near you, man. If you live on the East Coast, man, or possibly in a little further out of the East Coast, man, here in the next couple of years, man, I feel like we're going to be expanding and getting more out to you guys.
Like I said, it's because of the shit that's happened in the last several months for us all, not just one of us. I think we've all kind of got that same kind of bug up our ass. It's like, all right, it's time to go a little bit more next level with it and take a few more chances. We got, like I said, we got complacent, and complacency does not get you anywhere. So, we're looking, I think we're going to, as far as I know, we're going to North Carolina in April. I'm still waiting on confirmation for all that, but we're branching out, man. Like I said, this is great. It's cool to play here. If this was the only place that we could play, we would have to probably play 6 months apart. You know what I'm saying? Just to garner any interest, because if you play too much around here, nobody gives you shit.
Right.
So, like, in that 6 month time, I'm looking at getting out of here and going elsewhere and making it a little bit bigger. I don't think we're tour bus ready yet. I don't think we can fucking afford it. But if something came up at this point and it was a good gig and it was going to take care of what we need to take care of back home, then I think it's safe to say that we're gone. So
yeah, we don't do it for the money. We never have. I mean, our only concern is if we play out of town, just as long as it covers our expenses and we don't make a dime. As long as we're not having to pay out of pocket, we'll go anywhere, anytime.
No, because honestly, the love from the people we played for, it don't matter how many it is. I mean, it could be the whole room full of people, or it could be like 3 or 4. It doesn't matter. You're gaining. God, I hate saying fans. It makes me sound like fucking bloated.
Followers.
Ego bloated. Yeah, you gain more people. You gain more fans that way. And I'll take them 3 or 4 at a time. It doesn't matter to us.
Those 3 or 4 tell 3 or 4. Tell 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get up to over 1,000 followers, and you ought to know this. From doing your podcast and shit. You don't get over 1,000 followers just for
overnight.
Just overnight.
Yeah.
Just for being just for being slack ass at what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But before I let you go, would one of you guys care to do a promo for the show?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, this is the Captain from Gloom Despair N Agony, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Woo!
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and Uber City Radio. Thanks, guys.
Hey, man. Thank you, bro. Come on, man.